Hey guys, how you doing? Come on in, have a seat. Last one for the day. And I'm gonna get on a very, could be controversial topic for some, but I have to say it because life is short. Why waste time? All right, I do kind of video interviews. If you're an artist, some type, any type, and you want to, if you experience, sometimes you experience artistic blocks, creative blocks. And if you experience that, or you want your branding to be stronger, more secure, and you want more commissions and sales, that's what a candid video interview can do for you. That's what it's finding. Other folks are finding that. So that's what I'm saying. But what I want to get and talk about today is I'm going to give you another metaphor about what it is I'm trying to get across in terms of who you are as opposed to a what. And please don't misunderstand what I'm going to talk about. It's just the way it is, in my opinion. There's a clip on YouTube, and I'll put it in the description box, where there's a debate or discussions talking about between a guy named James Baldwin, another gentleman named Bill Buckley. Now, Bill Buckley is supposed to be he was known, he put terror in people's hearts when they came on his show because he was such a probing interviewer. And his logic was so exact and pristine. Although I saw Charlie Rangel whoop him up real bad. Getting back to this event, took place in Cambridge, England, 1965. And they have a thing there called some type of big hall they have. It was jam-packed. And so there were some preliminary speakers, and then James Baldwin came in, I guess around maybe 20 minutes or so. You can scroll ahead and check out. And you know it's James Baldwin because he's a black guy. Right? That's the whole purpose. One of the comments, why do we have to define people by the color? See what I'm saying? And so James talks about his experience of being, in America, what he experienced, what he felt his so-called people were experiencing. And to make a long story short, after he stopped, there was a, standing ovation, for how he put across his statements. It wasn't an argument, he was making statements. And personally, I was expecting Bill Buckley to come back with some real fire. He didn't, because he really couldn't. His approach was lame. And I'm saying to say this, you have one type of work, a body of work, Mr. Baldwin's work, fire next time, tell it on a mountain, or another country, what he wrote. And then you have Bill Buckley, which is, I don't know his literature that well, but they're metaphors for the current art situation. You have guys it's reversed. You see, the Bill Buckley mindset is what's ruling the art world today. The James Baldwin aspect is burgeoning, but it's also being corrupted by the other guys. It's hard to find guys who are speaking the way James Baldwin was speaking. He just told it like it is. He wasn't, badgering, belittling. He was a great speaker. He could just articulate the situation. And you'd be hard pressed to disagree. It's the same thing with the art today. There's a certain aspect in the industry that keeps people marginalized, like women in particular. How can you live with yourself? You have a mother. Why you really want your mother to be treated, in such a marginalized way? Why would you think why would you even support that? Going back to Madonna with the Billboards Award, the Women's Billboards Award. Why? Why isn't it just the Billboards Award? Does she not compete? Does she compete, say, on the dollar scale? Why must there be a special section just for her? I don't know the answer to that. Maybe they have a particular reason. I don't know. But I'll tell you what I do know, that Billboard does stuff like that because back in the 70s, there was a group called the Average White Band, right? AWB. And they were rocking it, Jack. And they were knocking all the soul brothers off the chart. And the guys in the black community, they were resentful of the AWB, all white dudes, was kicking butt, right? Now it came time for the Billboard Awards, right? And you would think that the AWB, the average white band, they would be in, top soul this, whatever categories there were for so-called black music. Now they didn't do that. Billboard didn't do that. What they did was they put a special category called blue-eyed soul. Just like they did the thing for Madonna, women, see? I mean, haven't you got enough of that stuff, man? You know, one thing I like about competitive sports like football, it's like, and the reason why there's so many, in my opinion, why there's so many black guys in football, because it doesn't matter about the color of your skin, it matters about your skill. You're a high-paid athlete, slave, whatever you want to call yourself. But if you can do the job, you get paid. There's nothing talking about, theoretically, nothing talking about, well, you can't play because the color. And there was a time when that happened, man. There was a time when that happened. If you don't know that, check it out. But now going back to the art, it's similar. Certain people, certain cultures are marginalized. That's not fair and not right. Because by marginalizing them, you're keeping the status quo in terms of like having a lackluster presentation like Bill Buckley did with James Baldwin. Now, when I put the clip in the description, you can check it out if you want. If you don't, it's about 20 minutes in because they have some preliminary speakers, right? But this is, and I'm speaking on it because like James says, we can't allow this to go on. If you're serious about what your mission is, my mission is to raise a consciousness. I have to speak on it so in some way I can help you raise your consciousness, get you away from this, accepting this mainstream, lackluster attitude, to go inside yourself, to find out who you are, to elevate your work, to elevate the consciousness of the planet. That's your job. Now, here's what the main streeters say. Well, that's your opinion. That's right. It is my opinion. There are other ways. There are other ways. Yeah. The question is, are you going to settle for low-level stuff, or you want the maximum benefit for you and your work and for the planet? It's just not about you. It's about the planet. That's what you come here to do. You've come here to service humanity in a way that elevates their consciousness. And for you to be fearful of that, this means that there will be consequences to pay. Don't wait. Call me, 201-790-3368. My name is Bill like Clinton, Jordan like Michael. Peace out.